At Infinity of Omaha, we believe luxury is more than a feature. It's an experience. From advanced engineering to sophisticated design, every Infinity is crafted with purpose and precision. Visit our showroom or browse our current offers online at infinityofomaha.com.
Welcome to the Quick Business English podcast, the space for international leaders who want to communicate with more clarity and confidence in English. I'm your host, Andrea, and today's topic is a high-stress moment for many, handling tough questions and pushback in English. Imagine you are in a management meeting. You've just presented an idea, and suddenly someone says, "I don't think that's realistic. Why haven't you hit the targets? What's the backup plan if this fails?" If English isn't your first language, your brain starts racing. You know what you want to say, but you are afraid of sounding defensive, vague, or just blanking out. Let's hear what some of my students in leading positions say about this problem. "I know how to handle objections in my own language, but in English I get stuck. When people challenge me, I lose my words and then I look weak. Even when I have the answer, I'm not fast enough to explain it under pressure." And the result? You avoid conflict. You don't push back. And you miss chances to own the room. But these are not language problems. They are performance pressure problems, and with a few smart strategies, you can change your default reaction. Let's work on that today. Today, we'll break down how to respond under pressure and keep your leadership voice steady. And the secret to handling challenging moments in English? Well, you don't need perfect grammar. You need calm structure, measured tone, and a few go-to phrases that give you space to think while keeping control. Let's look at 3 powerful strategies. The first strategy is acknowledge, then reframe. Never react with, "That's not true," or "You don't understand," because these sentences are too emotional and not strategic. Instead, try the acknowledge, then reframe pattern. Let's hear some examples. "That's a valid concern, and here is how we are addressing it." "I see where you are coming from. Let me offer a bit more context." "I agree it's a risk. That's exactly why we are taking a phased approach." So, first you acknowledge the objection and then lead the conversation forward. This builds credibility. The second strategy is use time-buying phrases. If your mind goes blank, don't panic. Use these short phrases to stay in control while you think. "Let me take a second to think that through." "That's a great question. Let me break it down." There are a couple of angles to that. I'll start with the most urgent. These sentences are not fillers. These are professional tools to help you think while sounding composed. And the last strategy is clarify the question. If the question is vague or too aggressive, don't guess. Buy yourself time and shift the energy. Use questions like this. "Just to clarify, are you asking about the budget or the timeline?" Or, "Can I double-check what you mean by realistic in this context?" These questions protect you from miscommunication and gives the space to respond with intention. In the Confident Leader program, we work specifically on these high-pressure communication moments. We cover how to stay calm and structured during objections and challenges, how to use assertive yet respectful language, how to control the energy in the room, even in virtual or hybrid formats, and how to build a repertoire of ready phrases that help you buy time, clarify, and respond with leadership presence. Because leadership isn't about avoiding conflict, it's about navigating it with clarity and confidence, even in a second language. And that's what we are building here together. Well, that wraps up today's episode of the Quick Business English podcast. In our next episode of the Leadership English series, we'll look at a skill that separates good leaders from great ones, building strategic relationships in English, and networking at your level. If today's topic hit home, follow the podcast and check out the show notes for program links and more resources. And feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. Thanks for listening today, and remember, stay calm and lead the conversation.